and welcome to Family First, Regnum Christi Communications Principle number 5 in our series of 10 about the Regnum Christi Communications Principles. Let me just remind you of those 10 principles, that everything we do communicates. We try to be proactive and positive. We're transparent and we're telling the truth. We listen, dialogue, we're open. Today's subject, family first, that we are effective in our church communications, in our personal relationships, catalysts for cultural changes. We maintain a high level of professionalism and international collaboration. And finally, we respect the distinct nature of the various communications channels. So, number 5, family first. We all have images of what a family looks like and how it functions. This is one from the not terribly distant past, but the past nonetheless. But this is not necessarily a Regnum Christi family, and that's the family that we're talking about today in Family First. The basic principle is that whenever there is important news of the movement, we endeavor to inform our own spiritual family first. Our legionaries, consecrated, first and second degree members. If the news is difficult, communication should be in person wherever possible, especially when people are directly affected. And that would be, say, a closing, a move, a transfer, something that's going to have a big impact on people's lives and their personal families. Now, the idea of telling our own people first is logical and charitable, and it's kind, and it's effective. It makes good business sense. And to be honest, we wish that we could always inform everyone once about important news. There are two things that stand in the way of doing that. One is technology. Once something is posted, emailed, sent anywhere, it is amazing in today's world of technology how quickly it becomes public. And sometimes people get news through channels that are not the ideal from our standpoint, because we'd like to be the ones to deliver the news, both good and bad. Technology also can in a sense hurt our speed of communication, in that we send an email or a text message and not necessarily everyone is online paying attention. So even with the speed of today's technology, it doesn't always ensure that people get the news simultaneously. And there's also simple human nature. When people hear about something, they start telling other people and telling each other. And sometimes the rumor mill can be a lot faster than our own formal communications processes. There are two ways that we try typically to get information out to everyone. There's the all-at-once approach, which is ideally I'd have a button and I could push it and everyone in Regnum Christi would know something immediately. And while that is never going to be quite the truth, at least in the near term, until we're all plugged into a matrix somewhere, we try to do that when we have something that is of interest to everyone and impacts people in generally the same way. So a letter from Father Eduardo, announcement about a new program or a new prayer book, or something that is generally a positive thing and affects people across the board, that we take an all-at-once approach. The second approach that we sometimes take is what I call a rapid cascade. And that's when a particular bit of information will be of interest to everyone throughout Regnum Christi, but it is of particular interest to a smaller group. An example might be a decision to close an office. Everyone in the organization is going to be interested to know about that, but the people in that office should know first and should be told in person directly with someone who is able to answer their many questions. So they get the first crack at the information, as it were, and then other groups subsequently. So those are the two approaches we use. They aren't always perfect. We appreciate your patience and your feedback and ideas you have as to how we could improve the system. And we try to always put family first. This is my little family, daughter, son, and wife. And let's all put our Regnum Christi spiritual family and our human families at first in everything we do. Thanks very much. God bless everyone.